My mother. My mother is a sea at midnight. Oftentimes people see her raft of waves but rarely notice her calmness. Yes, she can be deadly, holding on to a riptide of current events that will cause you to be lost at sea. You see, she has a mouth as strong as a killer whale that grabs you and sinks you to the bottom of the ocean floor of her own insecurity. She drowns in the lack of self-affirmation, not realizing that she is affirming to 3 other people that's a part of her. What good is it for her to own a mirror if she's got children giving her a direct reflection of herself? What better affirmations does she need than the daily imagery of her own seeds sprouting like wildflowers in the middle of the flower fields? We all are just like her. Starting off with my older brother, who can never really be alone, has our mother's eyes, looks for justification of himself and other people in relationships he sees no future with, has her hands, will openly place himself in the most toxic situations and hide them as if he wasn't the one that caused the chaos in the first place, silently looking for validations of praise in between the spaces of his palms. But those hands are nurturing, are loving, will grab you and hold you in the midst of your darkest hours of hurt, will comfort you. Place your burdens between the lines of his fingertips, cast your cares upon him. His hands are godly, performing miracles every day, making women his handkerchiefs he uses on the daily. Or like my younger brother, who has her mouth, them two share the same taste of vengeance at the tips of their tongues, doesn't care what comes out of it as long as it gets out, will run as long as a run-on sentence or a faucet with a broken handle. Leaking, steaming water will burn you if you ever get too close to it before you're supposed to, will rip you in pieces from the sounds of their words in the most humble way, like bees creating honey to be so sweet in the illusion of a wasp. Be prepared for its sting, but you gotta love them, 'cause they have a heart as pure as gold, will give you their last without you even having to ask. And then there's me, holding the spirit of her soul in my womb, her only daughter, the woman she wished she could have gotten a chance to be growing up. I never heard the end of it. Girl, you look just like your mama. I hold her smile in the spaces between my cheeks, covering up each frown that tries to remind me that I am her downfall in her past, trying to live vicariously through me. I wear her trauma that she never talked about on the outside of my skin. That's why it beats so thick. My grandmother, rest her soul, birthed out a baby from generational curses. My mother, being born into generational curses. My mother, carrying the plight of her ancestors' wombs of another woman's story in the pages of her ovaries for 9 months, birthing out a healer. Here I am, a healer, not realizing when I am the one hurting myself. I'm just like my mother, taking care of everybody else, not thinking about myself. We all are just like her, me and each one of my brothers. And if she never gives us anything else in the world, she damn sure made sure to give us all a piece of her, my mother. My name is Whit the poet, and my poems are meant to be an inspiration. They're meant to be, thought of to tell a story, to paint a picture so you can visually see my feelings and what I felt at the time of when I wrote each poem.